Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Today we're having a bit of a look at this AEG Oko Lavermat 86741 update washing machine. Today we're going to just do a bit of a general overlook of this machine and the look on the inside of the top of the machine and the back of the machine, just to see what it's all about. And we will go through the faults it has and just a general look at it really. I've never had an AEG before. Obviously I've had other Electrolux products like these Zanussis and all that, and that John Lewis, but I've never had an AEG before. I've been told this is week 10 of 2003, this machine, so it is quite old, but you know, I am quite looking forward to using this machine. It looks quite nice. It does need a bit of work doing to it, but that's nothing I can't do. The soap drawer on it is quite clean actually, to be fair. It's quite a clean machine overall, apart from a little bit of mould around the lip of the door sill around here and up here. So it's not too bad, but when you pull this back, it's actually quite clean, to be fair. I'll give it that. The drum's quite big for a 6 kilo. I think on a normal 6 kilo this would be smaller. This is kind of like more of a 7 kilo drum size from Electrolux, I think. So this is the first fault this machine has then. As you can see, it's got some imperforations on the drum. It's not really that sharp. That one's more sharper. If you're washing delicate items, they would probably snag on them. There's one at the back there. I don't know what's actually caused this, because my other Zanussi, the I think it's XC Zanussi, oh, it's an Aquacycle, I think it is. That's got the same sort of issue, and the same, I think it's actually got the same drum. I think this is just slightly older, or maybe this, I don't know, maybe they are the same, I don't know. I think the back plate's just slightly different on this, and the other one's got a newer style back plate. I think that's the only real difference. I think the whole drum size is literally the same. That one's also 6 kilo, but I think the XC stands for extra capacity on that machine. But yeah, so it's not too bad in cleanliness. I think I will have to try and bash them holes outwards so it doesn't snag on laundry when I do washing in it, because that's kind of the last thing you want. I don't know if this is like a common Electrolux issue of this sort of time period. I don't really know. I feel like it is, because I feel like I've seen other Zanussis with this sort of imperforations in the drum, which obviously shouldn't be like that. No idea why it's like that. If you know, maybe you can tell me. So here we have the serial number there, and the product number code and other bits of details. It's made in Germany, this one, which is quite cool, you know, because normally these are like, you know, Italian. Obviously the later ones I think are all Italian made and all that. There's your wattage there, your spin, your amp, the fuse and the plug. So yeah, there's general bits. I forgot to mention as well, this machine's also got a jet system, which is probably clogged up with a load of crap that I'll need to clean out of it, and a drum light. And this drum light does actually surprisingly work. I'll turn it on actually, and you'll be able to see. There you are. I'm actually surprised that works, because you know, normally these sorts of features on washing machines or tumble dryers normally fail and you have to replace them, but luckily this one is working. I don't know about the jet system. Until I actually try it, I won't know. But that leads me on to the next issue, which is I can't try it at the moment because the actual door catch has snapped on it, which is literally here. So this is its original door catch. I pulled off it yesterday. You can see the this sort of end bits like kind of snapped away, and the remnants of it was inside the door lock as well. I have tried bodging this, but the bodge didn't really work, so I've had to order one of these off AEG, which was only a tenner, so it wasn't too bad. I tried to put a door catch from a Zenith, I think it was, onto it. I managed to bodge it on all right. It's like, you know, it's quite well fixed on, but the issue is it doesn't actually close into the actual door lock itself. It just keeps popping open. So obviously it won't work, but I have tested this machine a little bit by putting that catch in straight into there, so running it with the door open, and it does work on a spin, but I don't know if it works washing. You know, this is the thing, I don't know, but I've been told it does fully work, so I mean, hopefully it will just go through a full cycle. I have no reason to doubt, but if not, then I suppose we'll be looking at some other faults on it. So maybe this machine can be the machine where, you know, we fix that, test it and see if it's got any more faults, and if it's got more faults we can make a few more videos on it. You know, I'm not too bothered about bodging it, because I do plan to keep this machine. If I don't keep it, then I probably will try and, you know, do proper repairs on it, because I'm not reselling it being all bodged. That's the last thing I want. I'm not that sort of person, you know. So up here then, we have got the cycles here, all of them. Surprised to see it has a 20. Normally you don't get a 20 on a machine of this sort of era. I think it was only Hot Points, Dyson, and these, by the looks of it, that did a 20. So they kind of predicted the whole cold wash challenge thing. It's kind of weird to see Easy Cares under the cotton side, but here's what it is. It's got an interesting cycle here as well, which is called Fashion. I've never seen a cycle like that apart from a Beko that I think had that cycle. I don't know what it's all about. I'm guessing it's just an Easy Care cycle. It's 61 minutes, you can't really see that. I think the display needs a bit of cleaning, and a 1200 spin. The thing I do quite like about this machine as well, most of the cycles do 1200, or all of them do at least 1200. It's only the Cottons that does the maximum 1600. So, you know, in that sense, it is pretty good. Hopefully it does some fast rinse and wash spins, you know, at 1200, because I think some AEGs did do that. But yeah, no, it is quite cool, really. I mean, until I use it, I suppose I won't really know what I think of it, but I think I will quite like this one, to be fair. So yeah, that's your door opening switch, if you will, or button, should I say. Originally, I didn't realise that. I thought the door light, you know, this was a button to turn it on and off. I didn't think that was actually the door release, because I originally thought, you know, you pull the door to open it. I only found that out when I put the ratchet thing into this door lock and I pressed the button. That's when I saw it fly out. That's when I kind of realised, embarrassingly enough. You've got your options here as well. You know, they're pretty decent. You've got a time saver, which is one of those types where you can do it times 1 or times 2, you know, so you can either do it, you know, just quick or super quick, which I think is quite cool. I didn't think these did that. I thought it was too old for that, but apparently not. So in that sense, it is quite cool. You know, if you don't want to do a quick wash, or you just want to kind of do a medium length wash, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's pretty much all that. I'm going to get the lid off, I think, next, and we'll take a peek underneath and the back off as well, just to see what it's all like, because I'm sure it's quite different to the other ones I've looked at recently, the other Zanussis and the, you know, John Lewis. They seem to vary quite a bit, I find, for the ones I've had recently. I don't know why, but then again, I suppose they're all different years, so that probably explains that though. So the lid off then, as you can see, it's got a split drum, which isn't a surprise for this sort of era. I think, like I said earlier, it's got the same sort of drum as the Aquacycle Zanussi, which I've got at the moment, which is, that's 2004 and it's 2003, so they are probably the same sort of drum. We've got a breather tube here going from the drum to the soap drawer. Soap drawer here, obviously, standard stuff. Don't know why it's grey. Normally they're like a cream colour. Guess that's just the sort of plastic that we're using at the time, I don't know. But we have got this interesting thing here, which I haven't seen on a Zanussi or anything like that. It's originally, I thought it was like an input for reprogramming, but it seems to be a like breather bit for the soap drawer, so it kind of, you know, vents out when the machine's not in use, which is a good idea. But if the machine over foams, like let's say in a normal cycle, and this is installed in the kitchen, it'd just be coming out the back and going down all the you know, back panel and everything. But then again, I mean, you know, it's kind of rare. I don't know, it is rare, but it depends how people kind of wash, you know what people are like. We've got 3 valves here, surprisingly. I thought it'd only have 2, so I'm guessing 1 for each individual compartment. So you pre-wash, your softener, I think, and main wash. Actually no, I could be wrong, to be fair, because we've actually got more compartments, so maybe it's obviously 2 valves do these 3, and then what the 3rd valve does this bit here, which I think is for bleach. Could be wrong. Well, you can correct me if I am wrong, but or say if I'm right. Over here we've got the suppressor, pressure switches. I don't know why it's got 2. That's a bit weird. Maybe you can tell me why it's got 2. I think this is the main one, and this is kind of like one of those ones where it has multiple different levels, and this is kind of what this one's for, unless it's to detect suds locking and they spin, I don't know. But we've got the wiring loom obviously going over here to the circuit board, which is 1 of 3, because you've got a interface one here And then you've got one here, which I think might be the DC chopper board by the looking at it. I might be wrong. I mean, it wouldn't really make sense for it to have it up here because you'd have it next to the motor, which is the one at the bottom. So I don't know what one's which. I haven't really looked, to be honest. I probably won't really be looking unless I really have to look at it if the machine is broken. I do want to be careful as well, actually, because it is live. I didn't think of that. Me just being stupid, as per usual. But if we go around the back then, we've got a cold only fill. You've got your drain hose here, which is kind of like the same setup as a Miele or a Bosch, or like an old Bosch. I don't think Miele do this anymore, or what? I don't really think many brands do this, actually. I don't think any of them do anymore. Maybe Bosch, could be wrong. I don't know. But I do quite like this idea because, you know, you can put whatever hose you want, you know, whatever length. Here your mains in. Obviously your mains in cable goes in here to your suppressor, which is there. And going down then, we've got the standard Electrolux pulley, the metal one, which, you know, is a lot nicer than the plastic ones. Your motor there with a big pulley. That's quite a big one, to be fair. I think the only I don't know, because well, I'm guessing this motor is probably used on the 1800 spin models, so that's probably why it's as big as it is. I should unplug it, actually, if I'm going to be touching all these wires in there. I don't really want to get electrocuted. Right, okay, so it's unplugged. So yeah, I think this motor is used on the 1800 spin ones. That's probably why the pulley is as big as it is, because when I did do a test spin in it, it kind of sounded like it was the motor itself was doing 1200, but the machine was doing 1600. So your elements here, it's missing its cover, which is there. So I don't know if this element's been changed before. I could try and put it back on, but then again, I'm not really that bothered. It looks like someone has been at it though to change the element, you know, because it's got stressed plastic around here. So maybe it has been changed in the past, I don't know. But obviously I need to test this element because I don't know if it's working, but I'm guessing it is working if it has been replaced by the looks of it. So yeah, there's your third board, if you will. I think this one could be the DC chopper board, or maybe this is kind of the main brains of the operation. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I think no, this could be the DC chopper board, actually. It would make more sense, wouldn't it? Because it's got wires coming out of it, as you can see. Sorry, my camera works a bit shoddy because I'm looking at it as well. Yeah, so wires come from here and obviously go up to around here and then goes to the motor, which you can just about see. It's got an interesting setup there. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wires going to it. It's a bit of an odd arrangement, but it is what it is. It's a DC motor, I think. If I didn't add, well, you probably already know if I said the DC chopper board. Yeah, so it is a DC motor. It is very quiet. It is very smooth. You know, it sounds a bit rough with the motor bearings, but to be honest with you, I think it's more because it's been laid up for a while, because you can kind of see there's like a rust spot on the pulley where it hasn't moved for a while, and then when you turn it, you know, you can kind of see where it was sitting for a while. So down at the front then, you can't really see, but well, you can see the shock absorber, but you can't really see the 2 pumps. But you can just about see the sump, and then below that should be the 2 pumps for the recirculation you know, feature, and obviously the drain out feature, which goes through this grey hose here. And then on the other side, we also have a shock absorber, which is also knackered. In the centre as well, I don't know if we can see, I think it's got aqua stop. Yeah, it's got an aqua stop in the centre there. Yeah, there you are. That aqua stop will obviously activate if water gets in the base, which kind of looks like water has gotten in the base, but that's probably just from when the machine's jumped around and water's kind of escaped the soap drawer, I would have thought. You can just about see one of the pumps there. I think that might be the recirculation one. So yeah, that's the back of the machine then. Not really much else to report. It's just like a standard washing machine, really. So overall then, really, it's quite a well-made machine. You know, it's got a split tub, you know, good quality plastics, you know, very well made, very sturdy. It's just a shame we won't be getting this in today's markets, really. It is what it is, but, you know, it's what you would have got 20 years ago. This sort of machines, you know, with good build quality, good quality plastic that doesn't crack, good metal that doesn't flex. You know, but I suppose if people want cheaper machines, you know, that's the consequences you have to deal with, them being, you know, made more worse, I suppose. Don't really know. But it is what it is, isn't it? And I suppose that proves the point of keeping these older ones going. whilst I'm at it, I might do the filter on it, you know, just to see if there's anything in there. I don't know how this comes off because I don't really want it being touched on the floor and scraping it all up. I don't think it comes off, does it? Let me try and prop the machine up with a bit of wood and then we'll empty it and see what's in there. Looks like someone's dry cleaning the filter in the past. They've snapped this bit of plastic here, which isn't really a problem, I suppose. Down here as well, actually, I think this is a manual release for the door if it gets stuck in the cycle and you can't open it. Because obviously you need power to open the door on this one. Let's see what treasures are in here. I doubt there's anything much in there. No, but apart from yellow water, that's about it. That is quite grim, actually. So yeah, the pump design on this is quite different, the pump housing. So it's kind of like got a, not really a double filter, is it? I don't really know, it's kind of got two colours of filter. If you would put it like that, but I guess you can kind of tell this is an early type of pump. Yeah, because the other jet system's new, see, it has the main pump here and a little hose on the side that goes from here, the housing of the pump, to the very back where the recirculation pump is. But I don't really know why it's so yellow. That is kind of concerning and quite grim. Don't really want to be touching it, so try and empty it out as best as I can. Yeah, nice. It don't really smell, luckily. I guess that's a positive. Alright, shove it back in there. Nice. I think this is how this goes back in there. I don't really know. Maybe not. Don't really know how this goes in there. It's not really wanting to close. Oh, maybe I should have left it. I feel like this has kind of got to go in there somehow. But it doesn't want to. That's why I feel like it's got to go in there. And that piece here. And then goes up there. I don't know. Yeah, it must be. I don't know, am I wrong? I'm always wrong with these things. No, I think it is. Yeah, because it kind of slots in there. Don't know. Close it and hope for the best. That's what I always do. Alright then, I think that just about concludes this video then. There will obviously be a lot more videos to come with this machine when it gets fixed. I think I'll do a video on fixing the door clip, then we'll do a test wash, see if it fully works, which I think it does. And then we'll do some videos of it. Like, I think the only downside of this machine, obviously, it's a shame it's only a 1600 not an 1800 spin, but a 1600 spin is still a beefy spin and it is still a nice machine, so it doesn't matter. But it does need a bit of restoration doing to it, but that's something I can't sort out, like I said earlier. All right then, I'll see you later. Take care.